Hi ladies, and welcome to our first live stream of the year. Now today we're going to be talking about how to nail your target market so that you can speak to them specifically and they're going to respond really well to the messages that you're putting out there. Now welcome. If you do have any questions, pop them in the box below and I'm happy to answer them, and if you are watching this later on, I'm happy to come back in and help you with anything that may not have been clear, and particularly if you would like to pop in your ideal client for feedback in the chat box below. I'm happy to do that, and that is the best way that you're going to get clearer and clearer with your message and also with the impact that you're having when you're online. Now, how do you decide on a target market? How do you decide on who your ideal client is? Well, the first thing is to get really clear on your why. Why are you in business? What is it that you want from your business, and what is it that you want to be doing in your business? Who do you want to serve? Who do you want to work with? Because there's no point in you having a very profitable business when you're working with people who you don't like working with. So it's really important for you to choose a niche or a target market that you love working with, because ideally you're going to be doing it for a long time. So you want to really be happy with your work and with your business. So what is your why? Why did you start your business in the first place? You can start with this if you need to do some brainstorming. Did you see a gap in the market? What's your passion? All those sorts of things are really important when you're trying to nail your target market. You also need to think about what the services are that you're going to offer, obviously, because if you are you going to be speaking to males or females? Is your product or service best suited to a certain demographic? And the clearer that you can be on this demographic, then the better results you're going to be getting with your marketing. So get really clear on who it is you want to serve and how you want to help them. Then you want to get clear on exactly who they are. Now, if you already know your target market intimately, then that's fantastic. If not, then you may need to do a bit more work. And you want to find out what it is they are complaining about, what their biggest problems are, what their biggest top of mind challenges are, what it is that's keeping them awake at night, what it is that they are going to be willing to invest their time, money and energy in to overcome. And that's key. A lot of people I see out there or that I speak to each day are busy telling me that they know, although their clients need to lose weight, the reason that they're not losing weight is because they've had issues with their family growing up, or they have they don't have any self-love, so they need to get that first before they're then able to lose weight. Now that's fair enough, and that's definitely going to be part of whatever program or service it is you offer, but if they don't understand that that's their underlying problem, then that's not going to work really well in your marketing. So what you need to do is make sure that what you are marketing to is something that your ideal client is aware that they have as a problem, because if you get down really deep too early, then you're not going to grab their attention. Now, of course, it's really great if you can use story when you are marketing to them. If you can use the people that you've worked with and use some of the details that they've talked about. If it's in weight loss, for example, if you talk about a mum who was wanting to get back into her corporate job and was looking in the mirror, decided there was nothing that she had that she used to be able to fit into and felt really frumpy, and was looking at her colleagues, looking at the old photos that she used to have at work and feeling that she just couldn't compete anymore and didn't feel happy about going back to work. Something like that is a really clear story that you can use in your marketing. So you can have a before and after. You can then talk about this lovely woman who has then gone back to work, has been able to lose a bit of weight, tone up a bit, and now feels much more comfortable and confident after, and also has more energy to cope with her baby if she's come back after having had a baby, for example. So you want to get really clear on who your target market is, what the problems are that they're facing. So you want to get the 3 P's clear. Now, I've talked about these before, so if you've been on any of my training before, this will not be brand new to you. So the 3 P's are P, the person. So who exactly is your client? Is it a male? Is it a female? Is it a mum? Is it a single woman looking for love? Is it someone who is in corporate? Is it someone who has their own business? Do they have health problems? What exactly is a definition of your ideal client, your person? And then the second P is their problems. What are the problems that they're facing? What are their pain points? Pain is going to be a much bigger motivator in most cases and most industries to get people's attention and use in your marketing rather than pleasure, because most people are more motivated to move away from pain rather than towards pleasure. And P, that third P, is pleasure. So if you can put those 3 Ps into your marketing, into everything that you're putting out, into your social media posts, into your newsletters, into your blog, into your live streams, into your videos, into your headlines, particularly to get people's attention, those 3 Ps are going to be gold for you. So the person, the pain point or problems, and the pleasure that they want. So their outcomes, their dream outcomes are really clear. And if you want to really nail your target market, these are the 3 things that you need to have absolutely crystal clear. And you need to then be able to tailor what you say to address these 3 Ps, to show that ideal client that you understand them, that you can help them, that you have knowledge of what their problems are, and that you have the expertise to be able to help them provide a solution and give them a dream outcome and that transformation that they're looking for. And transformation is something that you can really focus on in your marketing. So it's going to be much more powerful if you can say, rather than say if you're a business coach and you're going to help them get more clients, rather than saying, in my program where you will get an extra 5 clients a month, we'll be talking about how to set up your blog, how to create social media posts, how to sit down at your computer every day and map everything out. Because that's the nitty-gritty and that's the how. And they don't really want the how. The how is not going to sell your program or sell you or your services. What's going to sell your services is the transformation. So that's what you want to concentrate on. What are they going to get? How are things going to be after they have worked with you or bought your product? And that's key. So that's what you want to be able to know in your marketing as well when you are defining who your ideal client is what is it that they want? What is a big enough outcome that's going to, what's a big enough transformation for them that's going to motivate them to do whatever it is they need to get this outcome. And if you can sell the transformation and appeal to their emotions rather than to their logic, which is the how, then that is how you are going to really have a successful business. So let me just have a quick look at my little notes here. Okay, so yeah, once you have decided on who it is you want to work with, then you have to use their language. There's no point in you putting out things that you think are fantastic and putting out posts that you think this one's really going to be a winner and it ends up falling flat. You need to make sure that you are very clear on the way that your people like to receive their information, the sorts of words that they're using. So do they talk about how they feel fat, for example, getting back to the weight loss example, do they feel fat? Do they feel flabby? Or do they feel, what sort of words do they use? Do they feel uncomfortable? Do they feel their clothes are too tight? Things like that. Because those little definitions can make quite a big difference in the way people will identify with the marketing that you're putting out there. If a word is familiar to them and something that they would use regularly, that's going to jump out at them on the page. So if you can get really clear on the sorts of words that they're using, the phrases they're using, the things that they say regularly, then that will appeal to them. For example, I know that for me, I'm not someone who swears or curses or uses coarse language, for example. And if I see marketing out there that's using the F word and being really crass and really ballsy, for example, then for me that's a turn off. So I am definitely not that person's ideal client. And you need to be really clear for yourself. If that's the sort of person you are, that's fine, as long as that is going to resonate with your ideal client. Now, if it's not, then you have a couple of choices. You can either tone down your naturally exuberant and language, exuberance, or you can choose a different ideal client. So those two things really have to be in balance. There's no point in you saying, no, this is me, this is how I am, I'm going to talk like this, I'm going to swear my head off. They can F off if they don't want it. If it's not the sort of thing that they want to hear, because they're not going to be an ideal client for you, and there's a mismatch there. So it's really important to get clear on who they are so that you can use you can tailor what you say and the way you say it to them and what they are used to. I mean, there is that element of shock value you can introduce as well, but that's something you have to use with care. Okay. All right. So the other thing is you want them to be able to come to you. So the more that you can put out content that's going to be targeted to them, the more that you're going to have them coming to you rather than you putting out sales posts all the time. If you can give away great free content that is targeted to your ideal client because you know who they are, because you've identified the 3 Ps, who they are, their pain points and their pleasure points, and you put out great free content that's going to attract them, then they're going to start coming to you and asking you, how can I work with you? What do you have to offer? How do you work with your people? Because I need what you have. Rather than you saying, okay, I've got a course coming up, who wants to join? I'm doing coaching, it's this much money, and it would be awesome to work with you. How much more powerful it is if you have them coming to you. Okay, all right, so now if you don't know those 3 Ps, getting back to that, if you're really not clear on what they are, then you need to find them before you can do anything else, before you waste another moment marketing yourself, whether it's paid marketing or whether it's organic and free marketing. You are wasting your time if you are not clear, if you are not specific about who you work with and how you can help them and their problems and their pleasure points, knowing those things and then putting those into your marketing consistently. Now, if you would like some help with who your ideal client is, then pop any questions below. If you have a description of your ideal client and you would like me to give you some feedback on it, how to tighten it in and make it really specific, then please pop that below. Now, I've just given you a quick overview today on how to choose your ideal client. Of course, it's a very big topic, and it's one of the foundational things that need to happen, having this definition done before you can really advance in your business. And that's how your business is going to grow and is going to be able to then really be a targeted business that has specific outcomes, produces specific outcomes for a specific group of people who are your ideal clients. And the earlier you can define who these people are and the transformation you have to offer them, then the more successful you're going to be. Okay, so pop any questions below and I will see you next time, ladies. Bye for now.